From wondering why Conor's still not a part of the testing pool, to his opponent questioning his whereabouts and starting a meme thread, here's why the fans are pissed as McGregor failed to re-enter the USADA testing pool. It appears like most of the MMA community has given up the Notorious. And considering that he hasn't donned his gloves in literally 2 years, fans are angry that he missed the deadline to join the anti-doping agency's testing pool. If only he'd been a little punctual, he could have made his 2023 comeback. But darn it, Conor, you had one job. Anyway, the Irishman has exited testing pools 3 times already this year. And while I admit that I'd want to see him in the octagon ASAP, I have a feeling he's not even going to be in the pool anytime soon. Given all the scandals that surround him, it doesn't look like he's going to face Chandler in 2023. After all, McGregor had until June 16th to register for the testing pool, and given how he hasn't swung by USADA's office yet. So yeah, goodbye, UFC 296. Plus, USADA has already been very clear that McGregor must complete his 6 months of testing in order to be cleared to compete again. The funny thing is that just before his deadline ran out, McGregor told a few media outlets that all of his problems with the testing company were resolved and that he would undoubtedly face Chandler before the end of 2023. But fans have known that McGregor's fight with Chandler won't happen, especially since sports reporter Aaron Bronstetter disclosed in a tweet that Conor missed the deadline. Additionally, documents posted on USADA's website showed that Conor hasn't joined the testing pool, so it's not as if the community didn't know this wasn't going to happen. In fact, I'm not even surprised personally. Just like Chael Sonnen warned fans at the end of 2022, the fight appears to be at risk. Why? Well, that's because the man is too busy sending mascots to the emergency room, which isn't even the worst of his recent assault stories. The fans may or may not have gone too far with their hate, joking that McGregor would pay his way into a fight, and that they're losing faith in the Irishman. With time, it's just becoming a pattern and getting too boring. Some claim he's finished, but others think that Conor's just a little too occupied with trouble outside the ring. If you go to Twitter, you'll notice that even some bots were having fun mocking Conor. One thing is for certain, he's way past his prime, yet he keeps trying to be relevant. So it's crazy that Conor has gotten more attention than any other fighter. Despite not competing in so long, he has no need to, but I believe he likes the attention a little too much. I mean, take a look at all the controversy that's around him. Keeping that in mind, fans believe that Conor will fight at UFC 300. Which is most likely to happen in April or May of 2024. And as I previously said, rumors suggest that the Irishman will join the pool by October or November 2023. So delaying a fight until April now makes more sense. Why else would Dana risk pushing for a UFC 296 matchup just for Conor to be iffy at the very end? Not really worth all the paperwork, to be honest. But speaking of Dana, Mr. President said he doesn't want anything to do with the whole Conor situation. Conor and USADA are clearly beefing, and White no longer wants to be involved. He also suggested that the fans and the media should pay more attention to specialists like Jeff Nowitzki. Given that McGregor has been Dana's favorite for years, Dana's declaration that he couldn't give 2 less Fs about the issue seemed weird. Why weird? Because Dana enjoys being engaged in such drama, so it's possible that he's annoyed by Conor's not being able to decide what he wants. But he's not the only one who's frustrated. Fans were outraged, calling Conor a joke and whatnot, saying that Dana was being selfish by allowing him to coach the Ultimate Fighter since he knew what would happen. Who says it's easy being a Conor fan? Because our boy isn't even interested anymore, unless he has something up his sleeve that he wants to surprise us with. Whatever the case, the fans are being kept in the dark for the time being. Although he has previously expressed his frustration with USADA, calling them a garbage organization that was aiming to harm his reputation, McGregor hasn't made any comments about the situation either. Why would he do that? Well, that's because they previously refused to allow him to fight due to special circumstances. Again, though, he was also involved in a bicycle accident, so I'm not really sure what he wants. Who knows what Conor is cooking up after all? He is, after all, the sports person who has been tested the most. But as of right now, our boy has been running. Don't just believe me. Even doctors agree that McGregor's excessive juicing is abnormal. What other way is there for a guy to put on that much muscle in such a short time? After losing to Dustin Poirier in 2021, Conor stopped participating in USADA testing pools. Even weirder was the fact that Conor didn't post any photos of himself without a shirt on. That showed him looking jacked until it was already known that the Notorious was allowed to withdraw from the testing pool. Plus, Joe Rogan was quite vocal about the matter and even said that McGregor's samples may burn a hole in the testing cup. Even if it seems ridiculous, there's some truth behind it. If he has nothing to hide, why would he still want to dodge drug testing? Take a look at him. Bro is definitely notorious for doping. So how can someone gain that much muscle mass if they are only following a healthy diet and getting in a decent workout every day? Because he's currently making matters worse for himself by avoiding USADA, which will only make him seem more suspect. But let's not forget how his opponent Chandler's situation is as dire at the moment, though. Mike's now criticizing McGregor for not taking things seriously, since he hasn't been clear about what he wants moving forward with the USADA. Chandler recently posted a video in which he showed his interest in Conor McGregor and his lack of participation in the USADA testing program. With only 179 days remaining until their bout, Iron said that the doping agency visited him, adding insult to injury. He made fun of Conor's well-known line with his caption, asking, "Where the fuck is that guy?" Fans responded to the tweet, expressing their opinions in a variety of ways. Many said that McGregor was just terrified of competing, while others went too far and claimed that Conor didn't want the limelight because he was too busy abusing women in washrooms. Yikes. Conor was MIA, according to many fans, because he was too busy utilizing performance-enhancing medicines that Dana White had provided to him. Some fans were said that they no longer respected the Notorious too. Now, I'll be completely honest here. He was once everyone's favorite, but now he merely acts to keep up with his image. Think about it. Fans spent a lot of money on him, and now he's just gone. That's no way to honor your camp. Despite that, one thing is certain as of right now. Conor or Mike, not gonna happen this year. Because McGregor's almost 50 pounds overweight and likely uses drugs, so he will most likely never again participate in the lightweight class. And I really feel bad for Mike. He is being put out to dry since he can't subdue McGregor for a duel. Conor's bout would be better off being abandoned by him since it will never happen. The 34-year-old is nearly billionaire status, so even if he retired, it would be irrelevant. Chandler still has faith that Conor won't leave behind a mark on his reputation. But that's all wishful thinking at this point. I don't blame him for staying put either. After all, it's a massive paycheck. But maybe he should just go and pursue his possible future options. Conor did get his paperwork done to rejoin the pool before the deadline for submitting the tests, and USADA actually validated it. But we'll have to wait for more information for what the future holds. Who knows? Uncle Dana might decide to favor McGregor once more, given that he's always had a soft spot for the Irishman. But with a crowd of supporters chasing after him and a furious USADA breathing down their necks, I doubt there's anything either Dana or Conor can do right now. So from Michael Chandler ranting about Conor being MIA to the fans being pissed at the Irishman. That was all for Why Fans Are Pissed. Conor McGregor failed to re-enter the USADA testing pool.